Somebody said, Amy, girl, you don't know what that man did in his past. See, that's why this person who just wrote that comment...
But God knows what you've done in your past.
I'm going to say it. That's why this person who wrote that comment will never get blessed like they supposed to.
Ever.
They talking about something, my past. Everybody in the world.
Amy Luciani just blew up the whole internet again. She came out swinging, dropping a bomb that nobody saw coming. According to Amy, Dwight Howard wasn't just stepping out on her, he was allegedly hooking up with none other than LeBron James. And get this, she's claiming LeBron was the bottom in the situation. Say what? Amy's not saying this was a one-time thing either. She's out here hinting it was a full-blown secret affair that's been going on for years. The way she's talking, it's like she saw stuff with her own eyes. She's definitely holding back some details, but you can tell she knows way more than she's saying. What's got everyone spiraling is the fact that LeBron has always painted himself as the straight-laced family guy, Mr. Perfect Husband, Mr. Role Model. But if Amy's telling the truth, then LeBron and Dwight might have been running a whole different playbook behind closed doors. She's saying their bond went way beyond physical. There were feelings involved. We're talking jealousy, secrets, emotions, like deep stuff. Now everyone's asking the same thing. Why is Amy coming forward now? What just happened that made her drop all this tea like it's hot? And how long has she been holding it in? If what she's saying is real, this could be one of the biggest NBA scandals ever. But this ain't just a random outburst. Amy seems determined to set everything on fire on her way out. Her marriage to Dwight Howard is officially done, and she's not leaving quietly. She's going scorched earth. No holding back, no sugarcoating, just pure chaos. And here's where it gets even crazier. Internet streets are buzzing, saying Amy's all but confirming Dwight was messing with LeBron behind her back. That's a wild accusation, and the way she's moving got everybody glued to their screens. People are scrambling to figure out what's real and what's not. Let's take it back for a second. Just days ago, Amy shocked everybody when she filed for divorce from Dwight only 6 months after they tied the knot back in January. And she kept it real short in the paperwork too. All she wrote was that the marriage was irretrievably broken and there was no chance they'd ever fix it. No details, no drama until now. And now, she's throwing matches left and right. Sounds clean and simple, right? Nah, this thing just got wild. Because both Amy and Dwight slapped each other with mutual restraining orders. That's not just a "we didn't work out" type of split. That's a major red flag. Something serious went down behind the scenes, and now the tea is spilling faster than folks can sip it. Now with whispers that Dwight and LeBron might have had something going on in secret. Oh, this ain't no regular messy breakup anymore. This is turning into a full-blown scandal involving two of the biggest names in the NBA. And basketball? Yeah, it got caught in the middle of all this drama. And Amy? She's not playing sweet. She's coming with heat and throwing shade like she's in the finals. The claims she's making about Dwight being on the DL? That's just step one. She's out here hinting at deeper secrets and people are hanging on to every word. What really sent the internet into meltdown was when Amy Loki suggested that Dwight and LeBron were doing way more than just playing ball. According to her, these two NBA legends were allegedly getting real freaky behind closed doors. She didn't even try to sugarcoat it. Amy straight up hinted that these two weren't just teammates, they were allegedly passing each other's sticks, if you know what I mean. And fans? They're shook to their core. Nobody expected this, especially when it comes to LeBron, the man known for his squeaky clean family man image. But according to Amy, all that so-called locker room bonding went way beyond the court. She's saying the real drama kicked off when Dwight and LeBron were both on the Lakers and the vibe was too close for comfort. Allegedly, they had to keep everything quiet because going public could have wrecked their whole careers, especially LeBron's. His entire brand is built on being the perfect husband, Savannah's man, the loyal father. Every endorsement, every headline, every bit of media love, it's all based on that image. So if Amy really got receipts, woo, that could flip his whole legacy upside down. But let's be real here. While Amy's claims sound wild, this ain't the first time folks have whispered about LeBron maybe being a little spicy. If you've been paying attention, the rumors have been floating around for years, just like they do with almost every high-profile guy in Hollywood, but now it feels way less like gossip and a whole lot more like a bomb waiting to explode. What really got people side-eyeing everything? The fact that LeBron used to be spotted hanging around Diddy's parties. Yep, those parties. The ones that have been whispered about for years. The same ones that allegedly turned into full-blown freak shows once the cameras were off and the phones got locked up tight. Don't get it twisted. These weren't no regular Hollywood get-togethers. Now here's the kicker. LeBron's always been known as the cleanest celeb in the game. No wild baby mama drama. No messy side chick scandals. No cheating exposés. No public fights. Nothing. For 2 decades, he's dodged every tabloid bullet like a pro. He's been the NBA golden boy, the picture-perfect husband, loyal dad, and the face of multi-million-dollar brands, so the fact that his name is now being dragged into this Dwight Howard plus DL talk, it hits way different. This ain't some low-tier rumor, this is LeBron James, and once you start connecting the dots, things start looking real messy. Now here's where it takes a wild turn. LeBron himself once said on camera, "Ain't no party like a Diddy party." He said it loud and proud. And now, with all these stories unraveling about what allegedly goes down at Diddy's infamous parties, that quote, yeah, it's aging like spoiled leftovers. Let's just be honest. LeBron wasn't out here skipping those invites. If anything, judging by that leaked video,
hey, everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
I got the Richie to sit on my lap, but sometimes I always be pulling the leg. Ever no earth, ever since I got that rocket check, they took a trip out of space. All of a bird, come on my song, they ain't cool, but they don't hate. I love my work, so when you play the purpose, it keeps me up on my little day. Medicine church, when they see everything down to the stone, in my face. Ain't got a run, but it's not a race. Go!
he wasn't just attending, he was thriving. He looked right at home, the energy was off the charts, and he was vibing like he knew exactly what was going on. That wasn't a drop-in and dash kind of appearance. LeBron was in it, chilling like this wasn't his first rodeo. And now that Amy Luciani is out here spilling her own tea about what Dwight and LeBron allegedly had going on, that footage hits way different now. It's giving DL energy, especially since LeBron was deep in the mix, not on the sidelines, not slipping out early. He was locked in like he knew the vibes inside and out. But wait, it gets even crazier because there's this photo floating around. Yeah, that one. The one that allegedly shows LeBron dressed in a French maid outfit at one of Diddy's wild invite-only parties. Now, whether it's real or not, just the idea of it got people doing double takes. That's not your average party moment. That's not just some funny costume for laughs. That's the kind of thing that makes folks stop and seriously ask, what was really going down behind those closed doors? That's a very specific type of kink right there, and honestly, it's raising a lot of eyebrows. But hold up, don't go thinking this scandal train stopped, because just when it seemed like things couldn't get messier for LeBron, boom, it did. Earlier this year, a man named Joseph Zaro filed a lawsuit, and guess whose name showed up in it? Yep, LeBron James, and the details Joseph dropped were wild. According to him, LeBron was at one of those exclusive Diddy parties when something disturbing went down. Joseph claimed that Diddy did something completely out of pocket to him at the party, and instead of helping, LeBron allegedly brushed it off and told others around him, y'all better handle that. Like, what?
I'm like, why would somebody who I've never met, never had any contact with, make up a whole story about me? But just be you, be free.
Meaning you're not gay?
I'm not gay, so it's a lot of people who are, and they have to hide.
Now this story hits even harder when you connect it to everything Amy Luciani just revealed. If LeBron really was living that secret DL life than all those old whispers and rumors, they start making a lot more sense now. And let's not act like Dwight's name ain't been in situations like this before. Back in 2018, influencer Mason Elijah came forward with serious claims. He said he and Dwight had a full-blown relationship. At first, everything was smooth, but then things flipped real fast. And according to Mason, Dwight started acting funny, avoiding him, keeping secrets. And then came the bombshell. Mason claimed Dwight allegedly threatened him to keep quiet. Why? Because Mason found out Dwight was allegedly cheating, not just with anybody, but with a trans woman who used to do underground work and threw private trans parties on the low. And guess who was allegedly a regular at those underground parties? You guessed it, Dwight. Mason said when he confronted Dwight, things turned dark real quick. He claimed Dwight threatened to beat him down if he ever spoke out again. Now, of course, Dwight came out and denied all of it. He said he never even met Mason, tried to shut it all down, but the internet never forgot. Because once that kind of tea gets spilled, it don't just dry up, it stains. So when you piece together what Mason said, what Amy's claiming now, and Joseph Zaro's lawsuit, whew, it starts painting a whole different picture. And people are starting to realize this story might be way deeper than anyone thought. Things took a wild turn in 2022, right around the same time Amy was hinting that Dwight and LeBron were allegedly hooking up. That's when Dwight got exposed again, this time by a man named Stephen Harper, who didn't just talk, he filed a whole lawsuit against him. According to court docs, Stephen claimed Dwight put him in a straight-up uncomfortable and unsafe situation. But it's the leaked DMS that really stirred the pot and showed how this all kicked off. Stephen had dropped his number in Dwight's inbox, and guess what Dwight replied with? That infamous demon time emoji. Of course he did. Apparently, that was all it took to get the conversation started. Might have been some kind of secret code, because things got real flirty, real fast. Steven followed up with "Sup sexy," and Dwight kept it cool with a casual response like they'd done this dance before. And from there, it was on. They started chatting about shower habits, their day-to-day routines, just flirting back and forth like two people who were clearly catching a vibe. But then the tone started to shift. And not in a good way. The convo moved from playful to something a whole lot deeper and more personal. Soon, they were locking in plans to link up next time they were both in Atlanta. At one point, Dwight asked Steven for his main Instagram, and once he had it, boom, that must have been the green light, because Dwight immediately started asking for what you'd call exclusive content. And y'all already know what kind of pics he was after, straight up on that demon time again. Steven played along, and Dwight was clearly loving it. He wanted more. A lot more. The convo heated up fast, shifting from teasing to full-on intimate. These two weren't just talking, they were setting it up to meet in person, and it wasn't going to be for coffee. Then it got really bold. Steven messaged, "I got you, Poppy. Also, what are you into? You like freaky-ish?" And Dwight? He didn't hold back. He responded, "Yeah, I'm into freaky-ish. Now I want you to know I'm not like gay or anything. I'm just a little nasty sometimes. Don't want to offend you."
Somebody said, "Amy, girl, you don't know what that man did in his past." See, that's why this person who just wrote that comment...
But God knows what you've done in your past.
I'm going to say it. That's why this person who wrote that comment will never get blessed like they supposed to.
Ever.
They
Ever.
talking about something, my past.
Ever.
Everybody in the world got a past. But guess what? When you get into a relationship with somebody, you don't bring the past in the relationship. The past is the past for a reason. Somebody like you will be stuck in the past for the rest of your life. And you won't get the benefits and the blessings that you're supposed to get. Because you're worried about somewhere else, and you worried about the past too much. Let it go. Whatever happened to me in 2024, it ain't coming with me in 2025. Whatever happened in 2023, it didn't come with me in 2024. Move along.
Now imagine something over a decade ago.
Why would I keep something with me for over a decade ago? I'm not carrying that weight with me. I'm letting it go so I can be blessed. I'm not holding on to never.
That right there had the internet in a chokehold. Because wait, what does not gay, just nasty even mean? Folks were left trying to figure it out like it was a riddle. Dwight might have thought he was keeping it low-key, but those messages said a lot more than he realized. But here's where things really spun out of control. Dwight had dropped his address and told Steven to come through, but according to Steven, things started getting sketchy before he even showed up. Dwight allegedly hit him with a surprise twist, suggesting they turn their night into a threesome, and asked if Steven would be down to bring either a guy or a girl into the mix. Steven wasn't having it. He shut that down quick and made it crystal clear he wasn't comfortable, especially not for a first meetup, and at first it seemed like Dwight respected his boundary. He backed off, or so it seemed. When Steven finally pulled up to Dwight's spot, everything was chill at first. The vibe was smooth, nothing too wild, but then, according to Steven, things shifted fast. Dwight allegedly made it clear that something was going to happen, whether Steven was cool with it or not. That's when Steven said he started feeling real uncomfortable, especially after already drawing a line. Then came the part that made folks' jaws drop. Steven said someone named Kitty, the same person Dwight had brought into the situation, allegedly started getting physical without consent. And that's when Steven realized this night had gone completely left. According to his claim, both Dwight and Kitty crossed serious boundaries, and Steven says what happened to him was not okay. But it doesn't stop there. Things allegedly took an even darker turn after the encounter. Steven said he didn't just quietly dip, he was actually driven home by Kitty. And during that ride, things got terrifying. Steven claimed that Kitty looked him dead in the face and said something chilling. "Keep your mouth shut or you'll end up with a bullet in your head." That threat flipped everything from scandalous to straight up scary. What started off messy turned into something seriously disturbing. At first, Dwight tried to act like the whole thing was nonsense. He brushed it off, claimed Steven was just chasing clout, and even pretended like he didn't know the guy. But then, boom, screenshots started leaking. Private DMS, conversations, receipt, and suddenly Dwight's denials didn't seem so solid anymore. With evidence coming out and the details getting darker by the day, the internet didn't know what to believe. But one thing was clear, this wasn't just a messy hookup rumor anymore. It was starting to look like something way more serious. Eventually, Dwight's legal team had to step in, and yep, they admitted the encounter did happen. but they stood firm, claiming everything was mutual. According to their official statement, all three people agreed to touch one another and engage in consensual, intimate activity. They said what went down was private, consensual, and only got exposed for profit. Dwight, they claimed, was ready to let the courts handle it and bring the truth to light despite being an easy target because of his fame and the nature of the story. But just when things started cooling down, boom, Amy Luciani came back and poured boiling hot tea straight out the kettle. Sis didn't just add to the story, she flipped the whole situation upside down. According to Amy, that night with Kitty and Dwight wasn't some random one-off. Oh no, they were real comfortable. She claimed Dwight and Kitty had done this before. In fact, Amy said threesomes were a regular thing between them. But here's the twist that sent the internet into a spiral. Amy claimed the third person in those little late-night sessions wasn't just anybody. Allegedly, it was none other than LeBron James. Yeah, you read that right. Now, we don't know exactly how Kitty got brought into all this or how this whole setup even began, but according to Amy, this wasn't some one-night experiment. This was a recurring thing. She said Dwight, LeBron, and Kitty were all allegedly messing around while Dwight and LeBron were both playing for the Lakers. That timeline? It just so happens to line up with the exact same period Stephen Harper mentioned in his lawsuit. And let's be honest, the math is starting to math. The overlap, the details, the players involved, it's all sounding a little too synced up to ignore. But here's the craziest part. The internet tried to warn Amy. Before she even said "I do," folks were raising red flags left and right. The comment sections were lit, telling her to run. But what did she do? She clapped right back, told everybody to mind the business that pays them and let her be in peace. Instead of taking a step back, Amy doubled down. She was out here bragging about how tight they were, saying they were so close they even shared the same toothbrush. Girl, not the red flag waving in 4K and you out here acting like it's a love story. Now she's got front row seats to the wildest NBA adjacent scandal in years, and she brought the receipts too. Dwight really had Amy out here thinking he was a changed man, like he had turned the page, left the scandals behind, and was ready to be her forever. He painted her as the one woman who truly accepted him, rumors, baggage, and all. He was giving redemption arc vibes, even dropping lines like, "What's done is done," trying to sound all wise and deep. And Amy, you could hear her in the background, co-signing it, like she believed every word. She really thought she had done the impossible, changed a man who the internet had been side-eyeing for years. But reality hit hard. Amy eventually found out Dwight wasn't just stepping out. He was allegedly deep in a whole string of affairs, including the one that supposedly involved LeBron James. And what finally pushed her over the edge? Ooh. According to reports, Amy walked in on Dwight, laid up in bed with a man. But not just any man. It was a man wearing a wig. That moment right there shattered whatever hope she was still holding on to. That was the final straw that flipped the switch, and Amy snapped. Now, she's not protecting his image, she's not covering for him, she's exposing everything, no filters, no hesitation. And let's not forget, the mess didn't stop with Dwight. LeBron ended up getting dragged straight into the chaos, and now the internet is out here allegedly saying he likes to be the bottom. This went from NBA gossip to reputation annihilation overnight. And let's be real, Amy didn't just walk away from Dwight Howard, she detonated the situation on her way out. And now, the whole internet is trying to piece together what's left, because this isn't your average messy divorce, this is next level destruction. Dwight caught up with a man in a wig, LeBron James allegedly involved, and someone named Kitty right in the center of it. This sounds like a scripted drama, but it's all unfolding in real life. And if even half of what's being said turns out to be true, this could go down as the biggest scandal in sports history. Forget cheating rumors. This is locker room secrets, private parties, secret love triangles. It's chaos. But now the real question is, who else knew? Who else was involved, and who's getting exposed next? Because if Amy blew all this up just from walking in one time, imagine what's still hiding behind those NBA locker room doors. And yo, we ain't even touched on Royce yet. Stay locked in because this saga is just getting started.